This week we read Parshat Miketz, where the tension builds to a climax in the story of Joseph and his brothers. Probably maybe the most famous story in the Bible, and one that's known to Christians, Jews, and Muslims. But there's an important subtext, which I think with a very clear message in this week's Parsha, which I don't think gets across or is emphasized enough. There are two incidents in the Parsha in which the Torah makes it clear to us that what seems to us to be some sort of spiritual mind reading or seeing, things that ordinary people can't see are a bluff. In other words, when Joseph, for example, when he invites his brothers to eat lunch with him, and he sits them down according to their age, the Torah tells us that they were awed at this man who, the viceroy of Egypt. How did he know who was the oldest and the second and so on? But we, the readers, know that he knew it because they were his brothers. So this should give us a hint that when people seem to know all sorts of things that they know about us, it's not because they have some sort of supernatural vision. It's because they have normal channels for knowing things that we're just not aware of. And of course, at the very end, when Joseph puts his cup in the sack of his brother Binyamin, and this is not an ordinary cup. It's not simply his drinking cup, his favorite cup, but it's a cup that he uses for magical purposes, as he tells him. And of course, everyone thinks again, well, when he catches them and they're brought back to him by the border police who've arrested them, he says, why did you take the cup? This is the cup that I use to do, to do my magic, to sort of see beyond the ordinary physical world to these hidden worlds where I, can see what's really happening and learn what I need to know. And we know that this is all a bluff. It's all a story. It's pure fiction. It's an ordinary cup that he asked his assistant, as the Torah tells us, to put in Binyamin's sack. So we have two very clear stories here in which we should learn the message to be very suspicious about sort of spiritual leaders, holy people, gurus. The Rebbe knows everything about you before he ever sees you, and so on. Forget it. The Torah is letting us know that that's not the way it works. And we should learn that lesson and have a happy Hanukkah and Shabbat Shalom.